Hello, good morning. This is a project for the psycholinguistics class of 7th semester of Escuela de Lenguas. This team is formed by Farideh Suhey Moreno Lechuga, Luis David Diaz Cimental, and Iván Solís Montoya. We hope you enjoyed this presentation about the book we used during the course. Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This time, we are going to look at some key points within the first 10 chapters of a very good book in the regard of psycholinguistics, which is Introducing Psycholinguistics by Paul Warren. We hope you like it, and more than that, we hope you find it useful. So, let's get it started.
Beginning with this presentation, we're going to talk about Chapter 1, that is the introduction. This chapter is about the concept of psycholinguistics, which is the study of the language and how it is conceived in the brain and its representations, including the production, comprehension, and storage of it. Also, it mentions who does psycholinguistics, linguistics, and even philosophies. Due to this, its multidisciplinary nature, they do psycholinguistics through several ways: observation of both speakers and listeners, experimentation, and measuring brain activity.
Next, we have Chapter 2, Planning Utterances. It says that even though we are very used to the activity of speaking and it goes out naturally for us, it requires several stages of planning in order to happen. First, have ideas to be put together in a sequence, then convert such ideas into language, and finally choose the appropriate words and expressions to say what we want and give a spoken form of the sentences.
And then we have the Chapter 3, that it's finding words. It is about the process of selection words and inserting them into sentence frames, about the pauses we make while speaking, the errors we tend to make, and how familiarity with some words influences us to choose them, and how the activation of a lexeme corresponding to the lemma can interfere in this selection too.
The following chapter is number 4, Building Words. This chapter is very simple. It states the fact that word building includes both morphological structure and phonological structure, as well as a combining basis and affixes. The speaker has to provide the phonological form of stored words.
And next we have the Chapter 5, that it's about monitoring and repair. Here the author says that without realizing about it, speakers monitor both their inner speech and their spoken output, almost permanently and by many reasons, including the detection of their own mistakes while speaking, being able to correct them rapidly.
Now we're almost finished. We're on Chapter 8, Spoken Word Recognition. Words are an important part of language, and so their recognition, which needs to be efficient and reliable, since it is from there where we take necessary meanings and grammatical information that is crucial for comprehension. This process has some established stages. Number 1, pre-lexical analysis. Number 2, mapping of the recognized elements. Number 3, the consequent activation of them.
And now we have the Chapter 7, that it's about perception for language. It points out the similarities and differences between language perception and visual modalities. Similarities like the fact that variability in the input has to overcome, and among the differences we find that speech is transitory, that writing has a greater permanence than speaking, and some others.
Now we're almost finished. We're on Chapter 8, Spoken Word Recognition. Words are an important part of language, and so their recognition, which needs to be efficient and reliable, since it is from there where we take necessary meanings and grammatical information that is crucial for comprehension. This process has some established stages. Number 1, pre-lexical analysis. Number 2, mapping of the recognized elements. Number 3, the consequent activation of them.
And now we're on the penultimate chapter, that is the chapter 9. It's about visual word recognition. There it says that both processes, visual word recognition and reading, involve a range of abilities, which include the capacity of recognizing single letters and then complete words. The mapping between letters and pronunciations are also necessary. Different aspects of the reading package are affected by different types of dyslexia. Studying patterns of difficulty in dyslexia has been a productive avenue of research for modeling normal visual word recognition and reading processes.
Now we're on the final chapter, chapter 10, syntactic sentence processing. It makes mention of basic properties of sentence comprehension, such as the following. Number 1. In order to understand a sentence, we need to build a syntactic structure for that sentence, and that we do this incrementally, word by word. Number 2. Explicit markers of syntactic structure helps this process, reducing ambiguity and increasing the efficiency with which readers and listeners can construct syntactic trees. Next we have number 3. Readers process sentences following a set of parsing preferences, which determine how input words are built into a syntactic tree being constructed. Number 4. These parsing strategies include lay closer, minimal attachment, and right association, all of which are based on structural preferences. Number 5. Evidence for these preferences come from garden path experiences, for which measurable data are provided by studies of eye movement during reading. Finally, we have parsing strategies are assumed to apply in all languages, but the details of how they apply reflect differences between the grammars of languages.
And that's it. This was a brief explanation of each of the first 10 chapters of the psycholinguistic book. We are sure you understood and we really hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. See you the next time.